Welcome to today's presentation. I have a question for you. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you feel a strong urge to either fight or run away, which we call flight? You probably found yourself in a stressful situation. In layman's terms, stress means the mental and emotional response that your body has to the environment or the situation that you're in. There are three different phases of stress. The first one is the alarm phase. During the alarm phase, that causes your sympathetic nervous system to release extra hormones, what we call stress hormones, to help you deal with the situation. You also will experience an increased heart rate and that fight or flight response that I mentioned, where you either want to go on the attack or you want to flee to get away from the situation. That phase again is called the alarm phase. The second phase is the adaptation phase. During the adaptation phase, your energy level kind of evens out and it helps your body to adjust to whatever it is that you're going through so that you can handle that situation until you can get past it or get out of it. The third phase is the exhaustion phase. In the exhaustion phase, your energy has become depleted and your body no longer functions the way that it needs to. So how do you avoid finding yourself in these stressful situations and going through these three phases? Well, there are three key terms that you should become very familiar with. The first term is optimism. Optimism is your tendency to have a positive outlook on life, to believe that everything's going to work out okay, if you will. The second term is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is your belief in your own ability to accomplish the goals and tasks that you've either set for yourself or that someone has set for you. And then the last one is hardiness, or stress hardiness, if you will. Hardiness is your ability to resist the negative impact of stress. With those three phases, with those three terms, you can learn how to manage your stress, because you're going to have stress. No matter what you do in life, stress is going to be a part of your life. So why, you might ask, is it important for you to manage that stress? There's multiple reasons why it's important for you to manage stress. I'm going to give you just a few of them. Managing your stress will help you maintain a healthy lifestyle. Everybody wants to be healthy in their life, right? Negative effects on stress, or the negative effects of stress, can also convey themselves into negative effects on your well-being, whether that be mental or physical. The mental well-being that it can destroy, it can cause you to have negative thoughts and a negative outlook on life, which can lead you spiraling down into a bout of depression. It can also have physical negative impacts on you. You can have high blood pressure. You can ultimately have a physical breakdown of your body functions, which would result in hospitalization, and also not really physical, but maybe more towards the mental or just overall well-being. When you're living with a lot of stress, that can cause you to have a decreased work-life balance. And the more that work-life balance decreases, the more your stress level is going to rise. So speaking of work, we're all in the healthcare industry. There are some specific kinds of stress that you can expect to deal with in the healthcare industry, depending on what part of the industry you work in. Doctors and nurses stress about providing proper healthcare to the patients that they're trying to treat. Insurance companies such as Anthem, the one that we work for, stresses about the rising cost of healthcare and being able to afford to pay all those claims that come in and still keep the business running. And then patients. Patients stress about being able to afford healthcare, having access to the doctors that they need, and then receiving the proper type of healthcare treatment. You know, as a manager in this call center here, I feel like I deal with stress on a daily basis. I take supervisor escalations. I have many associates that come to me with their problems, and I think I manage stress pretty successfully. How do I do that? I maintain a high level of optimism. I come to work every day knowing today is going to be a great day. No matter how many escalations I get, no matter how many associates call out sick today, I'm going to have a great day. I also keep a strong level of self-efficacy. I set tasks for myself every day, and I know for a fact I'm going to complete those tasks. When I go home, I'm not stressed out. I keep a good work-life balance. I leave work at work, and I leave home at home. Back in the day, I didn't do that so well. I can recall a situation where I was in a pretty stressful point. I was put in charge of a high profile project and I did not know how to handle the stress. And I found myself in a bad situation. I ignored the body system, I ignored the warning systems that my body gave me, the increased heart rate, the lack of sleep, the restlessness. I ignored all of that. And unfortunately, my body shut down and I ended up being hospitalized in the middle of the project. So you may ask, what did I learn from that? Well, I learned some strategies for managing stress, and I want to share those strategies with you. Be aware of what your body is trying to tell you. Know that your body has your best interest at heart, and it's going to let you know when it's got too much stress. Pay attention to your heart rate. Pay attention to whether or not you're more exhausted than you normally are. Pay attention to the fight or flight response that your body might give you. It's trying to tell you, hey, we're in a stressful situation here. So what do you do when your body gives you those warning systems? Take a step back. Take a step back, take some deep breaths, count to 10, and try and put the stress in its proper context. Also practice being optimistic every day. If you can be optimistic during good situations, you can increase your natural ability to be optimistic in the bad situations as well. Focus on increasing your self-efficacy and your stress hardiness. Build those skills before you get into big stressful situations, and you'll be able to call on those skills when you get those situations that you're not sure how to handle. It is a fact. Stress is a part of everyday life. But if you think about the things that we've talked about here today, I'm very confident that you will learn how to better recognize, handle, and manage your stress. Thank you again for attending today's presentation.